Welcome everyone. Today I have a special character comparison guide for patch 1.3 characters Yanagi and also Ligther. Looking behind me, I have prepared some of the notes regards to those characters, their special synergies, their team compositions, what are the best characters to go with them, and also what are the things you should consider. This particular video will be broken down into 3 parts. The first part will be having a look at those characters and also their special skills that is revealed by yesterday's livestream. And there's a lot of interesting factors for those characters that you should be aware of before considering to skip or go for those characters. On the second part, I'll go through this comparison with you guys, highlighting what are the best part about this character, and also how good the character can be for the future characters, like patch 1.4 characters, like Yanagi, and also other characters to come. On the final part, we'll look into the team composition for those characters, and what are the best characters that you might have can work with those characters. Characters like Bernez will be very powerful with those 2 characters, and even supporting characters can work with Ligther and also with Yanagi. Now we'll be following from yesterday's livestream for all the official information regarding those characters. There will also be written articles for those characters with everything related to those characters to be updated as we get official information. There's team compositions, weapons, distribes, and everything to come. So make sure you guys use the links below for all the information. So Yanagi will be the first character coming to the banner of patch 1.3. Yanagi has 2 different stances, and due to her switching stances, she will deal increased damage and also more anomaly buildup. Now what's special about Yanagi is that if you time her correctly, switching stances directly and also with a good rhythm, you'll be doing a lot additional damage similar to Soldier 11. As she proc her fire attacks, Yanagi will proc more disorder together with more electric anomaly buildup. And this enables her to be one of the strongest on-field anomaly character to deal tons of damage. Now during the live demonstration, we can see that Yanagi is often paired with Bernez, who will be another anomaly character that can be off-field. Yanagi is going to be the character that is on-field, while Bernez is the off-field character. Those 2 characters works wonderfully well because of their synergies. Now in order to understand Yanagi's talent and also core passive, she will require at least 1 character that is anomaly or the same element as her to be on the team. And this will enable her to buff herself with additional damage and also having more anomaly buildup because of having those correct characters on the team. And this will of course determine which of the characters Yanagi will go with, and as you guys might have guessed, she wants disorder damage, anomaly damage, and character that can enhance electric damage, similar to Reina, Seth, and maybe Grace. Now the character coming to the second part of patch 1.3 banner is gonna be a stunner, a fire stunner Ligther. Now, unlike the other stunners in the game, Ligther is very interesting because he seems to have the ability to punch. Okay, I'm not doing this correctly. So it's the wada punch. That particular punch, as Ligther builds his energy bar, will allow him to do a lot of dash and also impact onto enemies very quickly. And this enables him to not only work with fire characters, but also to work with ice characters. Now if we fast forward to the demonstration with a team of Ellen, Lycan, and Ligther. Ligther is said to be enabling the team to do even more fire and also ice damage. He will lower the enemy's resistance to those 2 elements while increasing his team's damage with those elemental attacks. So Ligther can work wonderfully well with Ellen and also Yanagi to come with ice damage. Ligther can also work with characters like Bernez to deal a lot of fire damage. So he is going to be a flexible stunning character that doesn't have to be on field. You can switch him in off the field, and as he builds his energy, he can do a lot of stun and also a lot of dash. So in this sense, Ligther as a stunning character, he not only can stun enemies, he can also be a fire and also ice damage supporter. Because he lowers enemies' resistance and also enables you to do more damage, he is basically a 2-in-1 package. So this will be the highlight for Ligther. Now in terms of Ligther's special talent and also synergy, having an attacking character or having a character of the same fraction as Ligther, which is going to be the Sons of Caledon, together with Caesar and also Bernez, will enable Ligther to have special passive. His passives allow him to lower the enemy's resistance while increasing the team's fire and also ice damage. Now that we briefly have a look at those characters and also demonstrations, I'll also attach the live stream replay of this part for you guys at the end of the video, should you want to have a look at the highlights for those characters with the exact details of those skills and also abilities. So coming over to our second part, Yanagi is going to be an anomaly character that will have a very high anomaly mastery and also moderately high anomaly proficiency. While on the other hand, Ligther will be a character with a very high impact because he's going to be a stunning character. For your reference, you can look at someone maybe similar to Jen in terms of her values, and also someone in terms of Qingyi in terms of her dad's values, and also impact values. Now we have talked about those characters. One character will be on the field, dealing a lot of anomaly and also disorder damage, while Ligther can be a quick swap stunning character that can stay off the field. In terms of the talents and those synergies, having an anomaly character on the field is going to be ideal for Yanagi, while having an attacking character on the field will be very easy for Ligther to enable his passives. There are some really good disc set that we can go with those characters, and this will of course be coming from the patch 1.2 new anomaly set and also the existing DAS 4 set for Ligther for more impact damage. Now in terms of the power creeping concern, because Yanagi is going to be an anomaly character, and you can already see that Yanagi has similar kit to, where did she go? Similar kit to Jendo, because Jendo and Yanagi are both anomaly characters that kind of want to stay on the field, and they can be supported by Bernice who goes off the field. So in that sense, you can already see there's competition for Yanagi if you already have Jen. And yes, her replacement and also her power keeping concern is a little higher for me because there may be other better anomaly characters coming in the future. It could be Minabi in patch 1.4, we never know, right? So the character with the same role is going to be Jen at the moment, and that's a little concern for Yanagi if you worry about her becoming less powerful in the future patches. Now in terms of Ligther, we do have Lycan, Qingyi, and also Collider that can collide with the same role as Ligther. But in terms of his ability to buff both of the elements for ice and also fire damage, the replacement likelihood for Ligther is much lower compared to Yanagi. I think this is the first part you want to notice. Now in terms of the character design and also visuals, I think they did a great work for those characters. And I do think the Ligther voice actor, the English voice actor, can be coming from the Zenless character in Genshin Impact. And in terms of needing those characters, what you want to ask yourself is, do you want a character that deals anomaly damage? Do you have a character that works well with Yanagi? Those characters can be Bernice, Grace, Reina, even Seth can work very well. In terms of going for Ligther, the question you want to ask yourself is, do you have an attacker character that deals fire or ice damage? In terms of fire damage, Soldier 11 is definitely very good. And in terms of ice damage, that will be Ellen. Together with Bernice, who can fit in any of the teams. So those are some of the characters you might want to consider if you're planning to go for those two characters. And of course, I have a highlight over here. Don't forget patch 1.4 with Minabi. Both of those characters, Yanagi and also Ligther, can work very well with her. Now in terms of the upcoming banners for those characters, Yanagi will come in around 10 days time, so you have 10 days to save up for her. But if you plan to go with Ligther, you have more than 31 days to save up for him. So this is a plus side if you want to go with Ligther and skip Yanagi. But if you plan to go with both of those characters, well, you need some really good luck, and then you have those days to save those characters with the latest events. Now I'll be making a video about the upcoming events for you guys very soon to see how many free summons we can get and what are the best ways to get all the freebies in patch 1.3. So stay tuned for this one. Now finally, in terms of the character strength and also weakness, for Yanagi, for me, her strength is to fit on an anomaly team, and she needs anomaly characters to deal higher damage and also to synergize well. She also wants to deal higher electric damage. In terms of Ligther, he's a little more flexible. He can be joining ice team or a fire team or a combination of both elements. So the weakness of Ligther, of course, is that you can only run him for ice and also fire attackers. If you're running Ligther and also Yanagi, that might not be the best combination. Now before we come over to the summary of which character should you pull, which character should you skip, let's come over to our third part. This is when we briefly have a look at the character team comps and also synergies. For Yanagi, we can go with Bernice, Caesar, Bernice with Reina, and we can of course go with Seth, Caesar, and also go with Jen and also Yanagi. Even though Jen and Yanagi both wants to be on the field, it is still possible to use Yanagi as an off-field character while allowing Jen to deal the highest on-field damage. This can be a little awkward because ideally Bernice fits better in the role compared to Jen, but you can still run those characters. Having a supporting character like Bernice, Caesar, Reina, or even Seth will enable you to do more electric damage, more anomaly damage, and more damage overall with Caesar for those team compositions. Now in terms of the team comp for Ligther, we can go with Ligther, Bernice, and also Lucy of course for some really decent fire and mono damage teams. We can of course consider Ligther as the only carry character that deals damage while supported by other characters that can group enemies together that empowers him. Other options we can go is coming from the livestream. We can go with the Ice team with Lycan and also Adeline together with Ligther with double stunners and also dealing a lot of ice damage. And Ligther will enable us to do this with a damage increase and also resistance decrease on enemies. Now finally, as we mentioned earlier, having Soldier 11 with Ligther can also be a great fit. And Soldier 11 is one of the most popular free-to-play characters in the Chinese community. So coming back to our notes as a summary, when should you be pulling for Yanagi is when you already have characters like Jen, Bernice, and also Grace, and you might have characters like Reina or maybe Seth. Those are the characters that might want you to get a team with Yanagi, and together she could work well with Minabi being on the same faction of characters. Now if you're not planning to do an anomaly team like me, maybe it's okay to skip Yanagi. The only downside of skipping Yanagi, guys, is that you might miss out her with a team of Minabi that is a patch 1.4 very popular character that is potentially very powerful with Yanagi to come. So make sure we have a look at the live stream for patch 1.4 before we plan for those characters. Now on the other hand, if you're planning to summon for Ligther, characters you want to have is going to be Ellen, Soldier 11, and also other characters like Bernice and also Lucy together with Minabi to come. Ligther can definitely work well with Minabi, and I do believe they will be the best fit. Because he's on the second banner, we go directly into patch 1.4, and likely he will be the best installed character as a stunner for Minabi. Now of course guys, if you don't plan to have a solo or multi-fire ice character team, then it is not great to have Ligther on the team, and this is the takeaway for Ligther. So as a final summary, which character would I be summoning, which character would I be skipping? Personally, I have not went for Bernice, I did not go for Jen, and I do have Grace, but I don't plan to have an anomaly team just now. So it is possible guys, I will be skipping Yanagi, and I may be summoning for Ligther. Because I do have a team with Ellen, and Ligther can be a better replacement, and I will be getting Ligther in preparation to get my Minabi. So this is my plan. I'm gonna skip Yanagi, so I have about 31 days for Ligther, and this way I can save a tons of summons for Ligther, and if I get lucky and get him early, I might even go for his weapon. But if I do not get Ligther, I will have my 50-50 ready for Minabi to come in patch 1.4. So let us know in your thoughts guys, which of the character would you be going for? Would you be going for both of them, or would you be skipping both of them for the patch 1.4 characters to come? And for those of you that want to have a look at the notes, we do have the notes of patch 1.3 livestream. We'll have the Excels ready for you guys, and I'll have the articles available, and those will be updated for the future as we get more information for those characters. And I'll also be ranking those characters in the future videos as a comparison of the existing characters to give you guys a better reference. So make sure you guys subscribe for patch 1.3, which will be a massive patch with new characters to come, and we'll be preparing for patch 1.4 of course for those new characters to combine with patch 1.3 characters.